Okay, next we're going to do the Christmas tree card. And with this one, you are going to have to cut those little packages out of the piece of cardstock. So you're going to have a piece of cardstock that looks like this, and I just cut a couple of packages. You can choose whichever packages you like the best. I used more red ones just because I wanted a pop of color there, but you choose whichever ones you like the best. You're going to need 2 for each card. So if I was making all of these, I would probably say cut all your gifts first. And then fold your cardstock. Put your white piece in the middle. By the way, you don't have to use huge long pieces. Little strips will work great. That way you won't go through so much adhesive. Just make sure you press it down firmly and it should stick fine. Next, we're going to put our trees, and there is upside down. Just make sure you put them right side up before you put it on. So I'm going to add some adhesive to that. And this card is actually going horizontal. So I'm going to put it over in this left-hand corner, and I'm going to put it so that there's equal distance around each of those 3 edges. Next, I'm going to take my square that's already cut for you. I used the stitched shapes for most of these cards. And normally I would pop that up, but because I am popping up the saying and the gifts on this card, I'm not going to. And with this, I just put it a little in, about 1 inch from either edge, and just slightly more here because you're going to put a tag up here. So like that. Next, you're just going to put your sticker on. And if you bend the edges, it'll kind of let go of that and give you something to grab onto. Be careful when you pull it off that you don't rip it. And then I'm going to set this roughly in the middle. You're going to have to put it more toward the bottom so you can get the star to fit on your square. So just about there. I'm going to go ahead and put my star on the top. And this is our pick tool from Stampin' Up! I love this. It has a sticky clay here that you can pick your item up and just put it on. It also has a point or a pokey tool on the bottom, a little spatula. There's another end that has a brush that you can use for brushing out the little pieces from your dies. So it's a handy tool. Okay, now, next I think I'm going to go ahead and put my little red rhinestones on. Might as well get all of this stuff done at once. And you can just put them wherever you like them best. Don't overdo it though, because you're going to need these for all 3 cards. So, and 1 for one of the other cards. So just, I think I used, let's see, 8 total, but not all on the tree. Okay, so I put 5 of them on my tree, or 6, whatever. And then I'm going to put my little gifts, and that's the thing, you might want to decide where you're going to stack your gifts so that the red things show. And for this first one, I am going to put it flat, so for my tall one, and you can decide which one goes which direction based on which of the gifts you chose. And then this is where I'm talking about you might need to use a half piece. If you don't have a small piece, just cut a long one. I'm cutting the edge because these are not already cut, but that gives me a half a dimensional, and those work really well for the gifts. I'm just going to put 1 on that. And then pop that up next to my other, and I overlapped the gifts just a little bit to give some dimension. And then I did add a little rhinestone to the bow on each of the gifts. So there's that part of that done. The last thing we need is the tag. So we've got this little tag, whoops, and I need my saying, my Joy to the World. This is, the Joy to the World is from that Itty Bitty Christmas set that I use all the time. And I just used my black ink. I'm going to stamp that. And then I also popped this up. So for that, I'm going to use another, I think one would be plenty on that one. It's pretty small. You could use two if you want to be extra secure, or none if you are worried about mailing. Although the nice thing about the dimensionals is they tend to smoosh down. So once you get it in an envelope, it should be okay. So there is our finished card. So that is our third card. We're on to the last one.